Are you ready to get started on our Valentine Day swag? This is a project for a DIYer. If you're somebody that likes to create things yourself, then you're going to have a blast with this, because this piece is so functional in the way that we're going to create it. You can repurpose it time and time again. The base of it and the way we pull it all together is the same, but you could implement all different kinds of ribbon, different holiday pieces, so it's a lot of fun. The first thing we want to start with, this was actually a 6-foot garland that I folded down into itself, and I've got it the length that I desire it to be for my project. And then what I've done in the back is I just put a zip tie so that I can hang it. I'm going to go ahead and hang it up here. Now for the length of the video, the sake of the video, I've already gone ahead and made a bow. It's a 5 ribbon bow, and if you have questions about bow making, leave a comment. I could give you some links. I'm also hoping in the future to put a couple videos together with different bow making tips. But this one, just for the sake of the video, like I said, I've already got it there at the top. Now I'm going to start to add some greenery. I picked up 2 stems of this at Hobby Lobby. They were, what is this, $3.99. They were 50% off this week, so it cost me $4 for all the greenery that I have, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to end up using all of it. So I've cut pieces from that one stem, and I'm just going to start to feed it in here. And again, I'm not using any glue. We're using the pine boughs to secure the greenery at this point. And I'm just working on a base. And the thing that's great about this is once you get it in, if you don't like it, you can just move it around. I think I spent probably $20, $25 to pull this project together. And again, you can use this greenery over and over different projects. And all I'm doing is I'm threading the greenery into the pine and just connecting it. And I'm trying not to make it too heavy, because I really want it to look pretty natural. This would be a great project to do with kids too. Use this one right here. Twisting that in. And then at the top of the piece, I did cut this one off the very top, and I saved that aside. And I'm actually going to put that one right at the top here. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is incorporate the other things that I plan on putting into the wreath. I had mentioned this wooden letter set that I got at Hobby Lobby, and then I had glued the metal corrugated O and X on as well. I also picked up this heart from the Dollar Tree. I really liked it because of the silver. I thought it would tie in with the metal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just using the pine boughs. I'm not using any glue. I'm just going to attach this heart to the pine boughs. Now when you, originally I should have said this at the beginning, when you put together your pine garland, you might want to open up the boughs a little bit. It just makes it easier when you go to attach items if they're nice and straight. Again, the reason why this project is so great is because for those of us that live in colder climates where we have storm doors, it's a flat project so that we can shut our front door. Now, I think I'm going to put the X. Now, if you remember, I made a comment about not removing the plastic tab. Again, super easy. We're just going to use that as a way to hook in the letter onto the base. And that way you can remove it next year. You say you want to put it on a bookcase or your mantle, do something completely different with it, you're all set. So I'm just going to go ahead and feed that through here. And then the metal ones also have their own. They're a little bit harder to feed through, but if you had to use a zip tie, you could as well. It's hard because I'm trying to do this. Let me just cross over here and see if I can get it a little bit quicker. I mean, if you wanted to make one of these really quick for somebody's birthday, that would be a lot of fun too. Okay, I've gotten that one set. And then I think I want the O and the X down here. And again, I'm just using that plastic, and then I don't know if you can see that or not, but it has this tiny little clip on it to hang it from. And again, that's just to secure it. Because your front door, if you get a lot of front door guests, you want to make sure that it is going to stay. Sorry, I gotta cross over again to get this one hooked. Okay. Now see how quick this has been? This has taken us no time at all. All right, now we want to start to add in some other things. Couple of tips. I did get some red hearts. I don't know, I can't remember if I got them from the Dollar Tree or not. Staple gun, and then what you want to do after you stapled, I put 2 staples in them. You want to use some hot glue over the pipe cleaner. So, I'm sorry, let me back up a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. I took a pipe cleaner, put it across the back, put 2 staples in it, hot glue, and let that cool. And then this is how, using a pipe cleaner, so again, we can remove it all when we're done with the season, we're going to add some hearts. Now, just a little designer tip. Working on a project like this, you usually put in odd numbers. So you wouldn't typically put in 4 red hearts. Typically, you'd either do 3 or 5. But again, this is the great thing about creating. You can do it exactly how you want. So what I've done is I have some red ones, I have some white ones, and I also have a couple of different, if you notice, these are different textures. I like that. I just think, again, it adds some interest. So we're just going to start thinking about where we want to put these. And I don't really want to cover up the arrow here because I think it looks awful cute. I think I might put one right here. So we just want to get it connected and hooked with, again, with the pine. And if you're happy without this, you don't even have to add this in. This is just a suggestion. And all I'm doing is I'm feeding the pipe cleaner in the back and just twisting it around. And then from there, you can just put it pretty much wherever you want. And I'm going to choose to put the white one over here because I really think the white is going to pop on the red and the green. The only thing that's hard when you're working with green pipe cleaners and green pine is sometimes you can't find it in the back. This is super lightweight too, depending on what you get for letters and such. And I would suggest, I'm going to put that other red one here, that you stand back and you look at it, it always looks different than when you just stand up close and work on it. A lot of times I'll actually hang it on a door and go and look at it to see what I think. Now since I have the red and the white over here, I'm going to want to put it on this side just to offset it. So I think, sorry, I'm going to switch on you one more time here. I think I'm going to come over here. And it's just twisting. I mean, it's super easy. It's just twisting the pipe cleaner. I think I want the white one. Again, right down on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave a little bit of give so I can move that white one where I want it. And then you just want to make sure that you tuck the pipe cleaners down in when you're done. And then if you wanted to, you could add, I have some other greenery that has a white on it, just to add a little bit more interest. And I would actually tuck that one down in behind. And again, you just want to tuck it into the boughs. Okay, so now the fun part as far as I'm concerned, we get to play with the ribbon. Now I have long tails here that I have tucked up underneath. There's a couple different options. You could actually take either a pipe cleaner, tighten it, and then you just want to cut it. Put a little bit of glue on that. Put that in here. Now I am choosing to glue it. You don't have to. You could just, at this point, you could just bind it around a bough. And you know what? I would say that that's probably the best option. I'm going to not only glue it, but I'm going to put a bow there as well. And then some of these, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you can actually, if it's wired, which is what I suggest, so much easier working with wired ribbon. Some of the ribbon, if it's good quality, you can make curls with it, and that's always fun. I have dovetailed the rest of the ribbon. Now at this point, if you decide you wanted to add more ribbon throughout your piece, which is what I think I'm going to do, I want to show you how to do that. I have decided if I think I want a big red piece underneath there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I think I'll cut a piece that's probably this long. One thing that I'm really careful about, because ribbon is so expensive, I would rather have to tuck tails like I'm going to show you right now. I'd rather have to do that than cut a tail way too long and just have excess and have to cut it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrunch up the end. It's like an inch. Take my pipe cleaner, twist this around. You don't even need that much. I'm just going to trim that. Now at this point, if you want to be able to repurpose this, all you're going to do is just secure it to the bow. I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going to put that in here, and I'm just going to twist that pine bough around a couple times so I know that it's really in there nice and secure. And then I'm going to take this ribbon and I'm just going to start to feed it in. Now remember, this is all removable. We can move this around however we want, make it look however we want. And then if you decide that that's what you want, I think I want that like a little bit more in there, then what you want to do from here is you want to grab that end and just catch it in the pine bough. And then you can just fluff it however you want from there. Okay, so now let's add in some more ribbon. I've gone ahead, just for the sake of the video again, I've gone ahead and I've made a bow. I will show you, I just zip tied it around, and now this time I can show you what I mean. I just take a longer zip tie and I thread it, I want to make sure it's the right way, flat way up. Thread it through, and that's what I use to secure my bow. And I know that I want this to go right here. Oops. Right in here. Like so. Zip ties are great. I use these a lot. I don't really secure it until I'm sure I've got it the way I want it, and then I go ahead and tighten it. And I will snip that off after. These, I think I want to thread down in just behind this. And if you wanted to secure the O a little bit more, you could even take a zip tie, and you could do that with both your letters if you wanted to. You could zip tie them on, because again, that's not permanent. I'm just going to tuck this end in, and these I'm going to curl. Fluff this up a little bit. Fluff this side up a little bit. I'm going to pinch this in a bow to make a little bit of a, I'll show you what I mean when I step away from it. Just to make like almost like another extra loop. Put that underneath. And then I'm just going to roll these up. Like so. Again, super simple and hopefully a lot of fun. So if you do decide to give this a try, please post a picture. I'd love to see what you came up with, what creative design you made. And if the kids get involved, all the better. I hope that you've enjoyed this quick tutorial. Happy Valentine's Day, and thanks for watching.